how do you get that supply? Sorry. How do you get that supply and demand zones?
Sir, actually, it is in my script, sir. Generally, I used to post this supply zones regularly in the channel and like this.
Okay.
I used
Actually,
to post,
today somebody gave this link to me, so I joined. So this is a new session to me. So that's why just I'm asking. Okay.
I used to post these zones every day, sir, in channel.
Oh, right. Okay. So you have a script for this?
Yes, sir. I have this is my own script, sir.
Oh,
and
okay.
these thick lines are main supply zones, and these dotted lines are intermediate supply zone. Okay. Especially for if you want to trade for expiry day, we need to trade only intermediate supply zones. Okay. We need to trade intermediate supply zones. I'll tell you what is the difference between those two. Right. One is supply zone has a tendency to give moderate move in 3 to 4 days. Suppose if you look in case of SPY, it gives 8 to 10 points. 8 to 10 points move in 2 to 3 days or 4 days. Right. Whereas in intermediate supply zone, for SPY, it gives something around 10 to 15 points in 1 to 2 days. This is the main difference between the main supply zone and intermediate supply zone.
So, sorry, can I ask a question?
First, I will complete this, sir.
Okay.
I will complete this. After that, I will take questions. The supply zone has a tendency to give moderate move in 3 to 4 days. In case of SPY, it gives 8 to 10 points in 2 to 3 days. Whereas intermediate supply zone, it has the tendency to give good move. Like in SPY, it gives something around 10 to 15 points in 1 or 2 days. Only 1 or 2 days. Suppose usually this supply zone, this intermediate supply zone, we will get on Thursday, right? Usually, if we get once we get the intermediate supply zone, the same day it gives something around 7 to 8 points, and the Friday is the expiry. When we get an intermediate supply zone on Thursday, just buy. I told you this intermediate supply zone will give you 10 to 15 points in 1 or 2 days. Assume that SPY is trading at 385. At this point, we got a indication with the intermediate supply zone. In that case, what we have to do? Suppose if we get on Thursday, Friday is the expiry. You buy a call option either 390 or 392 something. 5 to 7 point move away. Right. I told you it gives minimum 10 points. That means if we buy 390 call, it will go up to 385. It will go up to 395. Since we got a buy at 385, and it has the tendency to give 10 to 15 points in 1 or 2 days. And if we get this on Thursday, for Friday expiry, just you buy 390 call. It will go up to 395 to 400 in by Friday itself. That is the tendency of this intermediate supply zone. So always focus mainly on intermediate supply zones and not supply zones. Intermediate supply zone. See, last week actually we got this intermediate supply zone on Tuesday. Right. In case of in terms of SPY, we got actually here we got sell in SPY. This is the intermediate supply zone. These dotted lines. Here we got sell in VIX. That means on 5th. On 5th we got sell in VIX. Right. See here. Usually when we trade with VIX, we get a buy in the low we get a sell in the high end. That is the main advantage of VIX. That means, see here we got a sell in VIX. When we look at SPY, generally we don't buy in this zone. We used to watch till it go till something around here, after that we buy. Whereas when we trade with intermediate, when you trade with SPY, that too especially with intermediate supply zone, we get a buy. We used to get a buy in the low and at the same time we used to get a sell at the high end. That is the main advantage when we trade using with VIX. Right. This is how we trade. Right. Usually, I told you, usually we get this intermediate supply zone on Thursday. On Thursday, when you get this intermediate supply zone indication, see this, sir. This is 9th of June. 9th of June is Thursday. Here, from price went below the main supply zone, and here it closes above the intermediate supply zone. That means, and VIX will go up from here, and it has the tendency to move something around 4 to 5% in 1 or 2 days. On 9th, we got a buy in VIX around something around 24, right? By Friday, it went up to 29. That means in case of VIX terms, it went up by something around 15 to 20% on 9th of June. And if we look at SPY on 9th of June, what happens? I'll show you. This here we got buy in VIX on 9th. Here we got a buy in VIX. That means we have to sell SPY. I think all of you know, VIX and indices are both in trades in opposite direction. If VIX goes up, SPY will go down. If VIX goes down, SPY will go up. Right. On this day, we got a buy in VIX. Right. And incidentally, that 9th is a Thursday. Right. We got an indication something around 409. Right. What I told you, if we get a intermediate supply zone on Thursday, just trade Friday's expiry. Right. We got a sell at 409. By Friday, it went up to 390. This is the main advantage of intermediate supply zone. That means it gives most of the times it gives sell at the highest point of the swing. And it gives the buy when we trade with VIX, we get a sell at the highest point of the swing, and we get a buy, we get a sell highest point, and we get a buy in the lowest point of the swing. That is the main advantage of VIX. Right. Right. Now you can ask me, sir. Get this intermediate supply zone trade, sir. Actually, here we got the intermediate supply zone trade, sir. Right. That means on 5th of July. When we get the intermediate supply zone, only one thing it gives minimum 10 to 15 points. See what happens on 5th of July, sir, where we got this is here we got the on 5th we got the buy in SPY, sir. We got a sell in VIX means we have to buy SPY, sir. Right. Here we got a buy, sir. Where we got a buy, sir, something around 374, 375 we got a buy, sir. Right. Actually, this time, actually on Tuesday we got a buy. This intermediate supply zone formed on Tuesday, sir. Usually it gives on it comes on Thursday, sir. This week we got this intermediate supply zone on Tuesday. That means we have to buy a call of Wednesday expiry.
Okay.
We have to buy a call of Wednesday expiry. And I told you it has the tendency to give 10 to 15 points. Right, see, if we entered at this point, sir, it is trading at 375, sir. If you buy a 380 call, right, of Wednesday's expiry, right, next day, till where it went up to, sir? 385.
So we'll buy in the money calls or at the money
Sir,
calls?
Sir, it depends on our risk factor, sir.
Okay.
But one thing is sure, it gives minimum 10 points, sir.
Okay.
Minimum 10
so
points.
we have to wait for your intermediate zones. So intermediate zones won't come daily.
Intermediate supply, exactly. Intermediate supply zone won't comes regularly, sir.
Okay.
Intermediate, we get intermediate supply zone once in a week, maximum once in a week, sir.
Okay.
Very in rare cases, if there is abnormal volatility, in those cases only we get max to, sir.
Okay.
Max.
So what is the green line? You're